That's the giant goose.
These are the giants you are looking for. GameMasters here, and upon request of Fry Minis, here I am in a lake. And today we are going to check out the Death Giant Reaper as found in the new Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. As one can imagine by the name, these are giants and they wield a massive scythe, but I'll point out something a little confusing about this in just a moment. The Death Giant Reaper also can make use of a bit of magic to take on the form of wispy shadows, allowing them to become almost ghost-like. Further, they can solidify in the shadows into something called a soul bolt. Sorry, I've just got water on the brain. Before we jump into the Reaper stat block, I've got to thank these members for giving support to this channel, and if you'd like to see how to become a member, I'll leave a link down in the description. The Death Giant Reaper is, of course, a giant and has an armor class of 18 with 172 hit points. They have a strength of 17, dexterity of 14, their constitution is 20, intelligence is 18, wisdom is 16, and their charisma is 16. They are immune to necrotic damage and cannot be frightened. They have a challenge rating of 12, and there is a lot of sound going on in the background here. And this is where things get a little confusing. The Death Giant Reaper, like most creatures of this size, get a multi-attack in which they can make 2 scythe attacks or 2 soul bolt attacks. Okay, the confusing part. The scythe attack, that's a massive bladed scythe. It only does 3d8 plus 8 slashing damage. It also does 2d10 necrotic damage, but for a blade of that size, that thing has to weigh a crazy amount in pounds. I mean, looking at the image art, it's much larger than surrounding trees, and I'd think that it'd do a lot more than just 3d8 plus 8 slashing damage. Just my 2 cents there. We just mentioned Soul Bolt as another type of attack. The Death Giant Reaper can solidify shadows into this bolt, toss it at a target that's within range of 120 feet, and it can do 4d10 plus 4 necrotic damage. What's more, if the target has the frightened condition, the giant gains temporary hit points equal to the amount of damage that it dealt. As a bonus action, they can perform Frightening Teleport. They teleport up to 40 feet away to an unoccupied space that they can see. When they materialize, creatures within 10 feet must make a DC 16 Wisdom save, else they will have the Frightened condition envelop them until the end of their next turn. And this is another confusing part. For Soul Bolt's second part to kick in, the target must have the Frightened condition, but its range is up to 120 feet. It's a ranged attack spell, which as best I understand is not something that can be used in melee range. Yet Frightening Teleport will put the frightened condition onto a creature only as long as it fails its save and is within 10 feet. I mean, it seems to me, in just ordinary everyday combat, the Death Giant Reaper is otherwise never going to encounter something that is already in the frightened condition. Or am I missing something? Now, I've got plans to include a Death Giant Reaper into my game this weekend, as well as a couple of other monsters found in this new Bigby Presents book. And if you'd like to see more of what we feature, be sure to check out this playlist. What could I be missing here? I mean, could this giant's mere presence cause a player to become frightened? Let me know your view down in the comments, and until next our paths cross, may you not suffer from a lot of really loud noise.